The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Now, around this time, is that when you've started the YouTube channel that you were running, Filter Zone?
Yeah, Filter, the magazine itself started in 2019. So that was basically, we started it because we felt like all the mainstream publications were focusing on the same 3 and 4 rappers, which they were. And that goes for, you know, not just blogs, but like kind of radio and all that stuff as well. And we could kind of see kind of the same sort of thing. We could see that, you know, by that time, you know, 111, Chillin' It, Wombat, they were all kind of like bubbling up there, but we could see that there was still another whole groundswell of artists coming up, and we really wanted to put a shine on those guys. So basically me and Chris, who's a guy I've worked with for years and years behind the scenes, he's like incognito. You're not going to find a photo of him online. You know, he's fully like hidden away. But me and him just decided to start Filter, and our whole goal originally was to bring back long form content, because with like everything was just getting too clickbaity, we felt, and you know, everything was getting short form and doing this and doing that. So we were like, we're going to bring back long form articles, because, you know, writing was my first passion, my first talent. We're going to do that and see how we go. So we did that for a year, and we actually went pretty well. You know, we had a lot of we profiled a lot of mad artists. We did the first 1-4 interview, one of the first interviews, or if not the first, with Hefs. And then we started getting hit up by brands to help them kind of like execute like hip hop centric campaigns. Like, you know, we started working with Nike and Jade Sports and Champion, and we started throwing parties for Lee, and we did a lot of cool shit in that first year. And I think after that first year, we realized we realized why everyone stopped doing long form content, because it takes so fucking long. Like, I was doing articles, and, you know, like, obviously I'd done that for like, you know, 10 years prior, or 9 or 8 years prior, but it was just like so time consuming. And back then I had so much stuff going on, and then we were like, fuck it, let's just do video, because, you know, it's just way easier, and you know, YouTube's popping, and, you know, it's not that many people were doing kind of like YouTubey stuff back then. Like, obviously you were, but like, it wasn't like it is nowadays, you know what I'm saying? So so we just started doing the Filter interviews, and yeah, we had a lot of fun with those too, you know. We did kind of like, we did Husky, we did 1-4 twice, we did Rops, HP Boys, heaps of people. Yeah, and it was cool while it lasted, but yeah, again, I think me and Chris just had so many other different, you know, goals and plans with what we wanted to do professionally and personally. So we just kind of put that to rest. And then we thought about bringing it back this year, but we both also had different ideas on which route it should take. But I'm not going to not going to put it to rest forever yet. Like, you know, me and Chris still talk every day. So yeah, it could come back in one form or another. But yeah, for now, I just think we got so much on. You know, he runs a fucking modeling agency with 100 models on the roster. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So yeah, like, who knows, it might come back, but yeah, I'm really proud of what we got to achieve in those 2 years, especially kind of like through COVID and stuff. Yeah.
Now, was it off the back of that then yourself with Jade, Flay and Jazmine, Nikitta, you guys did that Spotify podcast?
Yeah.
Now, again, how did your relationship with them come about? And then how did the whole Spotify thing come together? And why did you specifically work with those two people on that particular project?
Yeah, so I've known Jade and Jazz for like a couple of years now, just through the clubbing circuit, festival circuit, whatever. That was actually more Spotify's thing to put us into a show. And obviously, like, A1 is like, it's, you know, the biggest editorial playlist for hip hop in the country by far, you know what I mean? And it's such a great discovery tool for so many amazing artists from the hip hop space. You know, obviously I think it's played a big part in, you know, the whole rise of drill, especially since 2019. And then, yeah, we just did the podcast off that. Chris from Filter, he actually produced the whole podcast. So me and him produced it, and then I hosted it as well. But behind the scenes, he was doing all the editing and the scripting and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we did that for a whole season, and yeah, it was a really good experience for me as well, because like, obviously I'd done video interviews like you know, like you've seen on Filter, then that was more long form, but this was obviously more of a different format. Like we had guests on, but it was more conversational between the three of us, and you know, like it was really cool to be able to do that. And yeah, Jazz is cool. Like, you know, still support her to this day. She's doing crazy things, not only the DJ stuff, but she's a very ambitious girl. And you know, Jade, like, seen her on the clubbing circuit since forever, and she's still doing DJing stuff out there and doing parties and brand stuff and all this other cool stuff. So yeah, shout out to them both, man. And yeah, it was a really good experience. And yeah, I got to interview a lot of cool artists. I like, by that time I thought I interviewed every artist I wanted to interview. And then, you know, like Younger Lips, you know, was one that I got to do. You know, he was one that came up just as I kind of stopped doing the other stuff. So that was cool. I got to interview him. And then, you know, who else? Russ Millions, like, you know, like a lot of cool people that were like coming up at the time. H, you know, like just cool people. And then I think the thing that we did at the end of the season, which was kind of like the A1s to watch list, like that was also, I think, really good for us to show like love to artists who were coming up as well and who we thought were coming up next. Because I remember the social media traction we got off that was crazy. Like, I think I posted one on like, the Spotify post about it got like 2,000 comments or something, you know, like, and that just shows you how healthy the scene is here. And I really like appreciate, you know, Spotify for giving us that opportunity, obviously, to work with, you know, one of the biggest music companies in the world. It's crazy, you know, so yeah, shout out to them, man.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.